How to reduce your gynecomastia without surgery. So you've got gynecomastia, you want to reduce it, you hate how it looks, and you want to do your best to try get rid of it. Now, of course, you can go and get surgery to get rid of this, but we're not covering that. We're going over what we can do naturally without needing surgery. And if you don't know what gynecomastia actually is, it's basically your nipples, they become quite inflamed and quite big and puffy, and they stick out and it doesn't look very nice. And the reason you get it is usually because you have high estrogen, or you did during puberty, and so it caused you to have more breast mass. So you started developing like a female, basically. Anyway, before I get into all of this, I've been doing this for 5 years. Okay, I've been in this space for 5 years, trying to improve my physical image, trying to improve my fitness, my health, etc. I know what I'm talking about. This is what my bicep looks like. Listen up. Now, my gynecomastia used to be very, very bad. It has got a bit better. I'm going to show it to you. Yes, I still have it. You can see my nipples are still kind of inflamed, quite big, but it is so much better than it ever was because I did a few things. Now, before I get into all of it as well, in the description is my aesthetic body course and my one-to-one coaching. If you are struggling with building a nice aesthetic physique, those links will get you there. They'll get you to be able to look in the mirror and feel happy and confident, etc. All right, so gynecomastia, how can we reduce it naturally? Well, the first thing you can do is get as big of a chest as possible, all right? We want to fill out our chest as much as we possibly can because it reduces how bad the gyno looks when you build up your chest, okay? So you want to try your best to hit chest. Obviously, hit all your muscles twice a week, but hit your chest twice a week in the gym so you can start to make it bigger, okay? And when the bigger the chest gets, the more reduced your gynecomastia looks. Simple as that. So what do? Well, when we go into the gym, we want to try our best to train hard, train till failure, progressively overload, and that is how we're going to grow the muscle. And then we also need to feed the chest, or feed our chest in this situation, protein, okay? Because our chest cannot grow without protein. No muscles can grow without protein. So we need protein and we need to train hard, all right? So you're in the gym twice a week, you're training your chest, so the gyno gets a lot better looking, all right? Now, building muscle takes time, so this is going to take time. For you to reduce your gyno, it's gonna take months, years, all right? That, if you want to do it naturally, you're gonna have to take time to grow your chest. It's gonna be a slow process, but every year or every few months, your gyno is gonna look better and better and better. So yeah, that's the main thing you should be doing. Make your chest as big as possible. I would actually suggest just hitting your upper and like midsection chest. You don't need to hit lower chest. I know you'd think, oh yeah, I'll hit my lower chest too, like, because your nipple is like in your lower chest area, but that's not how it works, right? Just hitting lower chest isn't really going to make your chest all that bigger and better. If you just do movements which are upper chest, midsection chest focused, your whole chest is going to improve, so you don't need to really do lower chest movements at all. So do exercises such as incline machine press, incline dumbbell press, or chest flies, etc. If you just did those, you're going to build up your upper chest a lot and your midsection chest, and your gyno is going to be reduced a lot. So first main thing, make your chest as big as possible. Obviously, building muscle doesn't just come down to training hard in the gym. It also comes down to what you do at home and when you're not training. When you're in the gym, you're breaking down the muscle fibers. So when you're in the gym, you're training, you're breaking down your chest, right? The chest muscle. And then when you're outside the gym, you're eating protein, you're sleeping. That is when your muscle is actually growing. So you need to take it very seriously. You want your chest to grow to reduce the gyno. You need to make sure you're recovering well and eating well. So try your best to get 1 gram per pound of body weight. You know this already. And yeah, try your best to sleep well. You know all of this already. 7 to 9 hours every night. If you are waking up tired, you need to sleep more. If you are waking up energized, you're probably sleeping a decent amount and your body is feeling quite optimal. So yeah, that's the first thing. Second thing you could do is get lean. So getting lean reduces fat around your body, right? And you can't, so the thing is, you can't lose the fat in your breast tissue because it's actually under. So gynecomastia, right? It's fat that is deep in your like nipple and breast area. It cannot just be lost from losing fat in the way that you can lose fat from just losing fat. It's a different type of like fat. But in what I've noticed, and I've seen this with loads of other people, if you get lean, your gyno gets better. Simple as that. The fatter you are, the more inflamed it looks, the worse it looks. The leaner you get, the better it looks. So far, you're building your chest up twice a week. You're training hard. You're eating protein. Great. All right. You're training hard in the gym. Every single week, you're trying to go up in reps or weight. And yeah, you're just improving every single session, trying to build your chest up as much. Then now you're getting lean. So how do you get lean? Well, be in a calorie deficit. Make sure you are consuming less calories than you are burning, okay? So say, for example, right now you're gaining weight and you're having 5 meals a day, right? You probably start to lose weight if you have 4 meals a day. And I don't want to complicate it too much, but you have your 4 meals a day and you increase your steps up to 10,000, or just increase your steps by like 5,000. So if you're getting 5,000 steps a day, go to 10,000. If you're getting 6,000, go to 11, 7,000, 12. Increase your steps by 5,000, eat a little bit less. You will likely get into a calorie deficit and start losing weight. The way to know if you're in a calorie deficit, one of the only ways to know if you're in a calorie deficit, is by just tracking your weight. So every single day, weigh yourself in the morning at the same time, or not at the same time, but make sure you keep it constant, all like similar weigh-ins, okay? And you check every single day what your weight is, and then when the week is finished, you find the average weight of that week. So you go find the median weight of the week, and then as the weeks go by, you compare that average to see if you're going down in weight. If you're not going down in weight, you're not in a calorie deficit. You're likely not in a calorie deficit. Also, a good way to know if you're in a calorie deficit is if you're hungry, if you're thinking about food a little bit more. Those are usually quite good signs you're in a calorie deficit and getting leaner. Remember, losing weight just comes down to calories in, calories out. If your calories out, so what you're burning is higher than your calories in, what you're consuming, then you are going to be losing weight. Great. So far, you're building your chest up. Great. Now you're getting leaner. Amazing. Also, a great way to get lean is just add in cardio into your routine. Cardio isn't just good for burning calories and losing fat, but it is also just very good for your health. Studies show that it actually improves your longevity on this earth, so how long you live, for around 4 years. So improving your VO2 max can be very, very good. So do cardio anyway, and cardio is also going to make sure you're burning calories, and so that means you're more likely to be in a calorie deficit. 150 minutes of cardio a week is great. Zone 2 steady state cardio. So you've got lean, you're getting leaner, you're building your chest up. Great. Those are the two main things you can be doing to reduce your gynecomastia. But there are a few things I want to talk about which you can do as well. Now, we know that gyno comes about from increased estrogen. All right. So when you have more estrogen in your body, your body, right, your male body starts to develop like you're a female. Okay. So it starts developing this breast mass in the way a woman has breasts, right? So if you like felt your gyno, you can usually feel it in your nipple. You feel it, you can feel like a tennis ball texture. It like, no, not tennis ball, it feels like a golf ball, sorry. You can kind of feel like the fat in there if you really try to pinch in. That's a good way to know if you have the gyno. But it's basically your body just had increased estrogen and yeah, it converted it to this breast tissue and you're trying to get rid of it. That's all it is. So what we need to do is we've got to try to reduce how much estrogen is in our body, okay? So we want to try to increase our testosterone levels. We're trying to eat a better diet, just train hard, etc. You're going to be improving your testosterone levels and you are much less likely to get more of this breast tissue mass, okay? So just reducing your estrogen is not going to get rid of the gyno that is in your nipple already. That gyno isn't going anywhere. Like, I need to get this clear. The gyno that you feel in your nipple right now, you cannot get rid of unless you get surgery. All you can do is reduce it with a few things I'm saying. And my gyno used to be horrible, but once I built up my chest, once I got leaner, it got so much better and I never really think about it anymore, okay? So yeah, right now you're doing all the tricks, like you're pinching your nipples, you're thinking about it all the time. When you build your chest up, when you get leaner, you stop thinking about that as much. It gets so much better. But I just want to let you know, the only way to really get rid of that fat is to do surgery, but you can reduce it and how it looks, okay? So yeah, let's try our best to eat a good, clean diet, because we don't want to have this really ultra processed diet where we're basically reducing our testosterone levels and increasing our estrogen levels. All right. So try your best 80-20 diet. 80% of the time, eat the real whole foods, the foods that are one ingredient, that are good for you, that are going to give you energy, high in protein, satiating. Eat those foods 80% of the time. And then 20% of the time, eat the more processed foods that aren't as good for you, just because I think it's completely unsustainable to say only eat these clean whole foods, never eat anything else. I think great memories come about when you eat those processed foods. If you're with friends, etc., you can enjoy yourself. It just is a lot better, okay? So you can have those foods 20% of the time, but if you eat those foods a lot, you're more likely to get more of this gyno, because you're going to be having more estrogen levels in your body, and so it's going to convert it, like, the fat into breast tissue. I don't know the full science behind this, but I think it's completely down to estrogen. So we got to try reduce that hormone as much as we can. And so eating a clean whole diet is going to do good. Sleeping well is also going to be good. Training hard is also going to be good. Okay, increase our testosterone levels as much as possible. And yeah, so I know this is a bit of a sensitive topic, but a lot of men have gynecomastia. I think 50% of men have gynecomastia in some form or had it at some point. So it's such a stupid psyop. I remember hearing during, when I was going through puberty and stuff, people would tell me, or adults would tell me, it's usual for like boys to like get these weird puffy nipples. Like, it's completely normal during puberty. And for some people, it does go away once they've gotten older, okay? But the truth is, it's not normal for you to be getting this. Now, it's been deemed normal by society, but it's not normal. We should not be developing like a female. In some way, I have, gynecomastia. My body at some point started developing like a female would, because my estrogen levels were so high. My testosterone levels were so low. I was so fat. My hormones were all whacked out over the place that I started developing like the opposite gender. It's absolutely insane. So it's not normal for this to be happening, but there are little things you can do. I really don't want this insecurity to completely break you down, because there are certain things you can do. And like, think of it this way. There are some things that people have that you can't get rid of unless you have surgery. So say, for example, you have like an ear that is more sticking out, or you have like, I don't know, birth defects, or like, I don't know, something that is really impacting your appearance. Usually you can't get rid of those things without surgery. But with gyno, you can do some things to really reduce how it looks and make it a lot better. Now, yes, you can go and get the surgery. If it really bothers you that much, I would say, yeah, go do it. You don't want to be sapping your whole, like draining yourself mentally thinking about this gynecomastia thing. But if you're not really wanting the surgery, then great way to reduce it is by literally getting as big of a fucking chest as possible, like grow your chest as much as possible, get double Ds, right? Your gyno is going to look a lot better, get leaner and clean up your diet a little bit more so you don't continue to get these massive nipples, okay? That's all you can really do. That's it. Like, I can't tell you much else. I hope you can reduce it as much as possible, because I know how much it affected me, but genuinely, I'm going to say this hand on heart, I do not think of my gynecomastia anywhere near as much as I used to when I started implementing the things such as getting lean, building my chest up and cleaning up my diet. I can genuinely promise you that. Yes, there is times where I flick my nipples. Yes, there is times where I look at it and don't think it looks that good. But the times where I'm leanest, the times when my diet is really good, the times where my chest is looking full, the gyno goes away, all right? So when your diet's really bad, it puffs up again. When you're not sleeping as well, when you're not training as hard, it puffs up again. But if you're locked in, you're doing the right things, it will be reduced and will look a lot better, okay? Now, before you run away, in the description is my aesthetic body course. If you do want to build an amazing, attractive physique where people look at you and say, yo, that's a sick cunt, or people look at you and are actually attracted to your physique, then go and check that link out. It will change your life if you let it. Not just your health, not just, your mental health, but for appearance. You know, you can finally look in the mirror and smile, look good, be confident, approach the love of your life because you now have the confidence. Amazing. Then the other link goes to my online one-to-one coaching. You can hop on a call with me and I will give you all the knowledge you need to go and build a nice aesthetic physique, get into shape, become healthy, live on this planet for longer, be able to look in the mirror and smile, be able to take your top off the beach and actually feel good. I want you to experience those things because I have myself and they completely changed my life. Now go and check those links out. They will change your life if you let them. And remember, nothing changes if nothing changes.